Okay, today I'm going to talk a little bit about shipbuilding, refits, and seriously how important refits are in your shipbuilding as far as your planning and stuff like that. Um, Decided I wanted to talk about this weekend because I was talking to one of you individuals this weekend during the raid, and I just don't know if everyone truly understands just how important it is. Okay, I'm going to be flopping through some screens, showing some different things uh, and what I'm trying to make a point on. And here's this. Okay, number one thing, you need to understand the holes you have. Give me an example. Here's the Jug X. Right now, at R5, it is the king of the castle when it comes to the game right now. There are hundreds and hundreds of videos out there that are showing this fleet getting into any kind of base. I watched an individual use this in a video for this raid. And again, he walked right through the raid, no issue. Uh, and I think for a while, the Jug X is going to be king. Uh, it's going to be on top. They brought, I mean, with the when they R5'd it, they brought it back to life and made it pretty good. There's different variants you can use with this. This is one that I see on a lot of different sites and people using. I mean, look at this thing. I mean, armor points 20,000. Look at the resistance. It's using S armor, so that means it needs to be ranked up. Doesn't have to be legendary, which helps, but at least 60% or above. The great thing about the Jug X is a couple of things. One is this: you build 3 of these right here. It's going to take you probably 60 days. It's around a 20 to 20 something day build just for one of these. Uh, I mean, look at the evade on this thing, 83%. I mean, who wouldn't love this fleet? So if you're an individual with Jug X, if you're not building one of these or doing something with one of these, then I believe you're just hurting yourself. Um, I mean, again, this versatile right now, raid, weeklies, bases, it's going to walk right in and do very well. The other thing with this is, you know, uh, you can run a blocker in front of it to even help like some really tough bases. So if you have a Grim, a Berserker, uh, you can have a stripped down one that's got a lot of armor on it, and it's just helping you. Again, there's videos with that out there. With that, you can also utilize this hole. Don't necessarily need all the weapons on there, and I'll show you another concept of it. But make this a blocker. I mean, if you're going to get evade up to 80 something percent and resistance up in the 70s, I mean, you can run this as a blocker for NCs. You can run it as a blocker for your atlases. So let me kind of show you another design he's got with this. Let me go way back up at the top. Here we go. Now he's got this set up with nothing but antis on it. If you run this with a blocker with your Atlas or something like that, you do want to put a weapon on there. So say like one little launcher on there, just to be able to give you. But I mean, seriously, 86%, 73, 74. This is definitely a huge blocker. The only thing on this about being a blocker for like your Atlases or anything like that is the combat speed. So you may want to get rid of the heavy plating armor and use just regular MC3 alloy armor, and still, I mean, 21,000 for armor. You're gonna kill. So again, start thinking about your builds and what you need. Uh, you're the only one for each player. You're the only one that knows what fleets you have, what you have available, and what you can work with. So um, you want to take the fleets you currently have and you want to make them better and you want to be useful. So it might mean you build one of these, you take 20 something days to build one of these, and 3 fleets that you have are all viable. I watched just saw a video, and I'm going to show it to you here in a second. He, to give you an idea, he used a Jug X blocker with his Atlas fleet and did the entire siege campaign in one shot. Never stopped to repair. Um, and it eventually he did a whole siege campaign. If he wanted to coin the repairs, it was 15 coins. So come on, I mean, we got to think about this. This is got to be one of the biggest mistakes that if we didn't get the Jug X at 1,000,000 points in the whole raid, we were done. But anyway, key things is it has to be R5. Okay, so so that's that one. But here's the video. I'm not gonna run through the whole video, but I just want to kind of give you an idea and a spot what he's doing. Just to kind of show you. Just the key on this is learning how to drive it. So, but all right. Give you an example of one of the things I'm looking at for my refits, and you have to plan refits out. That's got to be a part of your game. Especially the fact is that we're not, some major corners like the build I showed or the video I just showed. They're major corners. They're gonna spin. Now I understand right now if you're gonna look at this that the weight is heavy, but there's two purposes to this fleet. All right, without this blocker, this being my blocker, the Berserker. I mean, look at it, 19,000. It's in the 60s. The evade's a little low, and I understand that. But I'm not expecting it to live very long. I wanted to get maybe past the first enforcer, pinch the second one, and go on. But I mean, it's one concept. But here's what I'm looking at doing with my my NCs. Since they're pretty much close to rank to being 60%, is to add the S on there, and then also because right now I have 3, build a 4th one. I could use all 4 when it comes to the raid, and my armor is better, my evade is better, my resistance is the same, so my damage is better when it comes with the S, especially against buildings. Against ships, it's not as great, but it's still workable. And then I build this blocker. And this blocker I could take one of these ships out and make use it hopefully in some good bases. May still need to do some prepping or something, but it should help me along. This blocker also can go in front of my Atlas fleet once I get those done. So again, you have to look at this. You have to understand it. You gotta really stay on top of it. If you're not putting refits as part of your game, then what's going to happen is in 2 months, the fleets that you're using right now, you're taking more damage in these raids. That means you're spending more money to achieve. That's why we preach. You don't have to chase every single hull. Yeah, it's nice. We do the raids now at this point, and the only thing we really are going after are the top stuff. And it's nice to have it in your little box so you can figure out. But some of us have certain fleets or certain hulls, like the Jug X, which I had it, that if they were focused on that right now and try to get at least one as a blocker and build 2 more. I mean, come on. You got some serious abilities right there. So, to give you an idea of the VINs that I posted on the page, I mean, I kind of used the same concept as I did with my NCs. You could build 5. I mean, look at the the armor's not great, but that's okay. You get this ranked up, you can with 5 of these, even though it says 10.8 seconds, that's 1 hull. You get 5 of them shooting at the same time, you're dropping this down significantly lower. You're only talking maybe 1 or 2 volleys and stuff is blowing up. I mean, look at the evade, 68%. Resistance is still not great but it's the then it's not gonna happen. But if you already have a set built and you're using them, I mean, it could be a quick refit. You did some enhancements. You could even probably get rid of uh, these two. Let's see if we can get rid of these for a second. Let's clear this. Let's clear that. Let's just see what happens if I can add one more U to it. And it makes it a little overweight, so that's not going to work. So, but hopefully it's giving you the idea. I mean, seriously, think about it. The reason why I'm stressing on this about refits, guys, and it's very, these new holes, I mean, come on. The VH interdictors that came out. I mean, I know there's people that are coining this stuff. That was a 90-day build for them to build 5 of them. If they built 4, now you're talking 70-something days. It's a lot of coins. Now, with the Avenger, you can only have 1. Okay, depends on how you build it. With the Mastodon, I wouldn't build 5. You're building 1 or 2. Most people are building 2. That's still 40 days just for 2. It's not cheap. I mean, look at this fleet. This fleet's a level 39, 83 days for this right here. If you're building from scratch, that's it's a lot of days. So that's why I'm saying it's key to look at the current fleets you have, make your adjustments, and make them better. You're always constantly going to have to continue to look at this. I explained this before. Raids get harder each month as they go. This one, pretty difficult when it comes to the elite. I mean, it's crazy. It's not impossible, but it's crazy. But I will tell you, if you had a fleet of Jug X's or a blocker with certain fleets, you'd be walking right through it. Minimum repairs, minimum cost and so forth. So really get into it. Got to understand it. The other key thing I'm going to tell you right now, you need to start looking at a fleet of level 40 and below. Unfortunately, in the basis at the levels that we're getting into, granted, we're still in our 60s. We only have a couple that are above that. But once we get into that level of getting close to 70, getting in that, this is not going to work anymore. I mean, you're talking now, you're going to need a fleet level of 48, 45, and that's all has to do with armor and how many are in a fleet. So you got to be smart, guys. You got to be looking at this. If you're not taking this seriously, and you're not, or not about seriously, but if you're not taking this in consideration and looking at them and saying, okay, I got to make changes, then what's going to happen is that you're just going to chase your tail, because you're going to build a fleet. The fleets you already have are going to become useless. They're not going to be as good, and you're going to have the one fleet. If you have 2, 3 fleets, keep those going to the best that you possibly can. Utilize them in the places where you can, and then keep going, and then think about a new build. In some cases right now, like if I had Jug X, I would have built those, built a couple blockers, and I'd be sitting pretty right now for a few months, and just keep tweaking as time goes. Okay, so again, guys, really got to take a look at this. You guys got to make sure you understand this. I can't tell you what to build. Can't tell you what to refit. I can't tell you. All I can explain to you is it's got to be done. You got to look at it. You got to understand this. You need to understand what the capability is of your fleet, and understand everything that's coming out, that's being pushed out by Kixeye. When it comes to bases, when it comes to upgrading the bases and the guards and stuff like that, is what's going to work. If you're just going to sit and wait for me to tell you, or for Blake to tell you, you're just going to fall behind. So please make sure you're really looking at this and understanding it. Okay, guys? All right.